I'm going live today with all of my picks and I'm going to put them all in one video. So if there's something you're looking for, you may have to skip through. Now we're going to start off with the first game of the day. It's the Tampa Bay Rays at the Cincinnati Reds. The Rays are minus 160 on the money line. The Reds are plus 150. The over-under is 8 runs. The Rays laying a run and a half are plus 105, meaning if you bet them that way, they must win this game by 2. The Reds getting a run and a half are minus 125, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. If they lose by 1 run, you win. Now, McClanahan did not pitch against the Reds last year or this year, and the same goes for Castillo. He did not pitch against the Rays last year or this year. Now, the Rays are on a 2-game winning streak. They are 20-20 on the road this year. They are 11-5 as a team with McClanahan on the mound, and the under is 9-5 in the games in which he's pitched. Now, the Reds are on a 1-game winning streak. They are 15-28 at home. They are 5-6 as a team with Castillo on the mound, and the under is 8-3 in the games in which he's pitched. Head-to-head, the home team is on the Rays are on a 2-game winning streak. The Rays are 5-4 against them in their last 9 games. They haven't played each other 10 times yet. The underdog, though, getting a run and a half, is 7-2 in their last 9 games. The last 4 games that they've played against each other have gone over. The over-under is 4-4-1. That's what the casino sets the over-unders at. And the under 8 specifically is 5-4. The last time that these teams played, though, was in 2017. So it's been a while since they've played each other. And there have been 5 one-run games in their last 9 meetings. So these games that they've been playing each other have been very close. Now, I think that McClanahan is a better pitcher, or at least he's getting a little bit more support this year. So I'm going Tampa with the money line, Tampa laying the runs, and I'm going to go under in this game. The next one we're going to move on to is the Baltimore Orioles hosting the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels are plus 120 on the money line. The Orioles are minus 140. The over-under is 8.5 runs. The Angels, getting a run and a half, are minus 155, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. You lose by 1, you win. The Orioles, laying a run and a half, are plus 130, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. Now, I've seen 2 different pitching matchups for this game, Lorenzen or Detmers. It seems like it's going to be Detmers today. Lorenzen didn't pitch against the Orioles. Detmers pitched once, 5 innings, 2 runs, 2 earned. They lost that game 5-3, and that was this year. Wells pitched 3 times against the Angels last year, pretty much all in relief. 2 innings, no runs, no earned. They lost 8-7. 1 inning, no runs, no earned. They lost 6-5. 1 inning, no runs, no earned. They won that game 10-6. Now the Angels are on a 1-game losing streak. They are 17-23 on the road. They are 4-8 as a team with Detmers on the mound, and the over is 6-5 in the games that he's pitched. Now, the Orioles are hot right now. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They are 22-17 at home. They are 9-7 as a team with Wells on the mound, and the under is 9-6 in the games that he's pitched in. Head-to-head, these teams are 5-5 against each other in their last 10 meetings. The underdog, getting a run and a half, is 8-2 in their last 10 meetings. The home team is 7-3. The over is 6-3-1. That's what the casino sets the over-unders at. The over 8.5 specifically is 7-3. In their last 10 games, they've had 4 one-run games. So a lot of these games have been close, and it's probably because the Angels play down to the Orioles. But it is what it is. I'm going to take Baltimore with the money line, the Angels with the runs, and the over. I know it sounds like I'm hedging, but I'm just going with the numbers, especially being that there's so many one-run games in this matchup. The next one is the Boston Red Sox hosting the New York Yankees. The Yankees are minus 145 on the money line. The Red Sox are plus 120, and the over-under is 8 runs. The Yankees, laying a run and a half, are plus 110, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. And the Red Sox, getting a run and a half, are minus 130, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game by outright, you win, or if they, lose by 1 like they did last night, you win. Now, Cortez pitched 3 times against the Red Sox. All of these games were last year. 2 innings, no runs, no earned. They lost 5-2. 2 innings, 3 runs, 3 earned. They lost 6-2. And 4 1/3, 2 runs, 2 earned. They won 5-3. The last 2 games that he played actually were in Boston, so food for thought. Now, it was supposed to be Waka, and last minute they changed it and put him on the injury list. So now it's Seabold who is yet to pitch against the Yankees either last year or this year. Now, the Yankees are 11-4 as a team with Cortez on the mound. The under is 7-6 in the games in which he's pitched. The Yankees are on a 2-game winning streak, and they are 26-14 at home, on the road, this year. Now, the Red Sox are on a 3-game losing streak. They are 21-19 at home. The team is 1-1 in the games that Seabold has pitched in, and the under is 2-0 in both of the games that he was in. I'm going to take the Yankees with the money line, the Red Sox with the runs, and the under, especially being that Judge and Rizzo may not be playing. I can't say that we won't see an offensive explosion like we did yesterday, but I think that it'll be close because the Yankees and Red Sox generally play each other close. There's been 3 one-run games in their last 7 games, although no lead is safe in Fenway Park. Next game we have is the New York Mets hosting the Miami Marlins, and the Marlins are plus 145 on the money line. The Mets are minus 155. The over-under is 7.5 runs. Miami getting a run and a half is minus 155, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. If they lose this game by 1 run, you win. The Mets laying a run and a half are plus 135, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. Lopez has pitched once against the Mets this year. 5 innings, 5 1/3, 7 runs, 6 earned, and they lost 10-4. Now that's not very appealing, especially after the Marlins just got really messed up last night. Now Bassett pitched twice against the Marlins this year. 6 1/3, 3 runs, 3 earned. They lost 6-2. 7 innings, 3 runs, 3 earned. They won that game 5-3, and that was in Miami. Now the Marlins are on a 2-game losing streak. They are 19-25 on the road. They are 9-7 as a team with Lopez on the mound, and the over is 10-6 in the games in which he's pitched. The Mets are on a 2-game winning streak. The home team is 20. They are 27-13 as a home team. They're 9-6 as a team with Bassett on the mound, and the over is 9-5 when he's on the mound. So both of these pitchers, the over is trending. Now head-to-head, the Mets are 7-3 in their last 10 against the Marlins. The favorite or the underdog getting or laying runs is 5-5. So seemingly, you just have to pick a side. The over is 5-4-1. That's what the casino sets it at. The over 7.5 specifically is 6-4. There's been 3 one-run games in their last 10 meetings. Like I said, most of these games have not been close. The Mets are 27-9 in their last 36 games against the Marlins. I'm going to take the Mets with the money line. The Mets, I want to take the Marlins with the runs, but something's telling me not to. I'm going to take the Mets with the runs, and I'm going to go over in this game. I don't expect it to be another blowout like it was yesterday, but the last time Lopez pitched, they did lose by 6 runs. So, moving on along, we have the Atlanta Braves hosting the Washington Nationals. The Nationals are plus 220. The Braves are minus 250. The over-under is 9 runs. The Nationals getting a run and a half are plus 110, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win. They lose by 1, you win. They win the game outright, you win. The Braves laying a run and a half are minus 130, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. Now, the Braves screwed me last night, losing in extra innings and killed a 14 parlay. It happens. Let's move on. Now, Fedde pitched 4 times against the Braves last year. 1 2/3, 6 earned, 6 runs, 5 earned. They lost that game 7-6 in 7 innings. 5 innings, 5 runs, 5 earned. They lost that game 5-3. 4 2/3, 5 runs, 4 earned. They lost 8-4. And 6 innings, 4 runs, 4 earned. They lost that game 7-6 in 10. So he did not beat the Braves at all last year. Now Morton pitched 3 times against the Nationals last year. 5 innings, 3 runs, 3 earned. They won that game 5-3. 6 innings, no runs, no earned. They lost that game 3-2. And 6 innings, 2 runs, 2 earned. They won that game 4-2. Now, the Nationals are on a 1-game losing streak. They are 16-24 on the road this year. The Braves are on a 1-game losing streak. Like I said, they killed my parlay last night, and they are 27-18 at home this year. Head-to-head, the road team's on a 4-game winning streak, but the Braves are on a 3-game winning streak. The Braves are 7-3 against the Nationals in their last 10 games. The favorite and the underdog are both 5-5 in their last 10 meetings. The last 3 games that they've played against each other have gone over, and going back to that favorite and underdog stat, the team getting or laying runs is 5-5 in their last 10 meetings. The over 8-2 in their last 10 meetings, and the over 9 specifically is also 8-2. So there's been a lot of runs scored when these teams play each other. 2 games have been decided by 1. So generally speaking, it's either the favorite wins or the underdog wins. Atlanta is 35-16 against the Nationals in their last 51 games. I don't trust the Nationals right now, and especially being that Fetty did not beat the Braves last year, I'm going clean sweep here for the Braves. Braves laying with the money line, Braves laying the runs. I'm going to go over in this game. We're going to move on along to the Rangers hosting the Twins. Now, the Twins are minus 110 on the money line. The Rangers are plus 100. The over-under is 8 runs. Now, the Twins laying a run and a half are plus 150, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. And the Rangers getting a run and a half are minus 170, meaning if they keep this a 1-run game, you win, or if they win the game outright, you win. Now, this is a battle of the Grays. John Gray, Sonny Gray, neither one of these pitchers have pitched against the opposing team either last year or this year. Now, the Twins are on a 1-game losing streak. They are 22-20 on the road this year. They are 8-3 as a team with Gray on the mound, and the under is 6-5 in their games when he pitches. Now, Texas is on a 4-game losing streak. They are 17-20 at home. They are 7-7 as a team with their Gray on the mound, and the over is 8-6 in the games which their Gray appears. Now, it's fun to do this because both of these pitchers' last names are Gray. Now, head-to-head, the road team is 9-1. The road team is on a 6-game winning streak. The Twins are on a 3-game winning streak. The Twins are 7-3 in their last 10 against the Rangers. The underdog getting a run and a half is 7-3. The last 2 games that they've played against each other have gone under. The under is 6-4. That's what the casino sets it at. And the over-under at 8 is 5-5 in their last 10 games. The Twins are 7-0 in their last 7 games in Texas, and the Twins are 8-3 against the Rangers in their last 11 games against them. And we've had 4 one-run games in their last 10 meetings. I'm going to go clean sweep here for the Twins because the pitching matchup favors their Gray. So Twins with the money line, Twins laying the runs, and the under. And we're going to move right along to the White Sox hosting the Tigers. Now, the Tigers are plus 160 on the money line. The White Sox are minus 170. The over-under is 8 runs. The Tigers, getting a run and a half, are minus 140, meaning if you bet them that way and they keep this game close, 1 run, you win. They lose by 1, you win. The White Sox, laying a run and a half, are plus 120, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. Now, Skubal has pitched once against the White Sox this year. 4 innings, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, and they lost that game 10-1. Now, Giolito has pitched once against the Tigers this year. 4 innings, no runs, no earned. They lost that game 5-4. Now, the Tigers are hot. They're another one of these teams like the Orioles that are on a 5-game winning streak. They are 12-23 on the road this year. They are 7-9 as a team with Skubal on the mound. And the under is 8-5 in the games in which he's pitched. Now, the White Sox are on a 1-game losing streak. They are 17-24 at home. They are 5-9 in the games in which Giolito has appeared. And the over is 8-5 in the games in which he's pitched in. Now, the road team's on a 6-game winning streak. The White Sox are 7-3 in their last 10 games against the Tigers. The favorite or the underdog getting or laying runs is 5-5. The over is 5-4-1 in their last 10 games. That's what the casino has set the over-unders at. The over 8 specifically is 6-4 in their last 10 games. There have been 3 one-run games in their past 10 meetings, and the White Sox are 20-7 against the Tigers in Chicago. Chicago is 38-15 in their last 53 games against the Tigers. The Tigers are hot right now, and it seems that every time I pick the White Sox, they lose, and especially when I pick with Giolito, he loses. So this may come across biased, but I'm going with the hot team, even though a lot of the stats say take the White Sox. I'm going Tigers with the money line. Tigers getting the runs. I'm going to go over in this game, and we're going to move right along to the Kansas City Royals hosting the Cleveland Guardians. And it still takes a moment for me to get used to saying Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland is plus 105 on the money line. The Royals are minus 115, and the over-under is 7.5 runs. The Guardians, getting a run and a half, are minus 210, meaning if they keep this a 1-run game, you'd win. Or if they win this game outright, you win. Now, the Royals laying a run and a half are plus 180, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. Now, Savale has pitched once against the Royals this year. 3 1/3, 4 runs, 2 earned. They won that game 10-7. And Singer has pitched once against the Guardians. 3 innings, 4 runs, 4 earned, and they absolutely got spanked in that game. They lost 17-3. Now, Cleveland's on a 4-game losing streak. They are 20-23 on the road this year. They are 5-5 as a team with Savale on the mound, and the over is 8-2 in the games in which he's pitched. The Royals are on a 1-game losing streak. They are 14-25 at home this year. Head-to-head, Cleveland's on a 5-game winning streak. Cleveland is 6-4 against the Royals in their past 10. The favorite winning by 2, laying a run and a half, is 6-4. The over-under is 5-5 in their last 10 games. The over 7.5 is 6-4 in their last 10 meetings. We've only had one one-run game in their last 10 games, meaning that the favorite either wins the game outright or the underdog wins. So, food for thought. Cleveland is 18-6 in Kansas City, and Cleveland is 36-16 in their last 52 games against the Royals. I'm going clean sweep here for Cleveland. Cleveland with the money line, Cleveland laying the runs, and I'm going to go over because Singer got lit up the last time that he pitched against Cleveland. Moving on along, sorry if you hear the sound of my little handy-dandy notebook. Now, the Brewers hosting the Pirates. The Pirates are plus 190 on the money line. The Brewers are minus 210. The over-under is 8.5 runs. Pittsburgh getting a run and a half is minus 110, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. Or if they only lose by 1, you'd win. The Brewers laying a run and a half are also minus 110, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. Brubaker has pitched twice against Pittsburgh this year, against Milwaukee this year, 5 innings, 4 runs, 2 earned. They lost that game 5-2. 6 innings, 4 runs, 4 earned. They won that game 8-7. Ashby has pitched twice against the Pirates this year. 5 2/3, wow, getting tongue-tied. 1 run, 1 earned. They won that game 3-1. 3 2/3, 4 runs, 4 earned. They lost that game 7-4. Now the Pirates are on a 1-game losing streak, and they are 14-26 on the road this year. Milwaukee's on a 2-game losing streak. They are 20-7 at home. They're 4-5 as a team with Ashby on the mound, and the over is 5-4 in the games in which he's pitched. The Brewers are on a 1-game winning streak. They are 8-2 against the Pirates in their last 10 meetings. The favorite winning the game by 2 runs or more is 7-3. The under is 5-4-1 in their last 10 meetings. That's what the casino sets the over-under at. And the under 8.5 specifically is 6-4. There's only been one-run game in their last 10 meetings. So pretty much the Brewers have won every game by 2. And the games that they haven't, they just lost the game outright. Now, the Brewers are 41-15 against the Pirates in their last 56. And the Brewers are 93-35 in their last, I believe it's 128 games. And the under is 3-0-1 in their last 4 games in Milwaukee. I'm going to go Milwaukee with the money line, Milwaukee laying the runs. And I just have a hunch that this game is going to go over. So I'm going to go over in this game. And we're going to move right along to the St. Louis Cardinals hosting the Philadelphia Phillies, the Cardinals who killed my parlay last night. The Phillies minus 110 on the money line. They are the Cardinals are plus 100. I have to slow down. The over-under is 7.5 runs. The Phillies laying a run and a half are plus 155, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. And the Cardinals getting a run and a half are minus 175, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. They lose by 1, you win. Now, I've seen 2 different matchups for this game, Gibson or Wheeler. It seems like the Phillies are going with Wheeler, and he's pitched once against the Cardinals this year. 7 innings, no runs, no earned. They won that game 4-0. Wainwright pitched once against the Phillies. 5 2/3, 4 runs, 4 earned. They lost that game 4-0, and that was the game that he pitched against Wheeler this year. Now, the Phillies are on a 1-game winning streak. They are 20-18 on the road this year. They are 9-7 as a team with Wheeler on the mound, and the under is 9-7 in the games in which Wheeler has pitched in. St. Louis is on a one-game winning streak. Obviously, they won in extra innings last night. They are 24-16 at home this year. They are 10-6 in those games in which Wainwright has appeared, and the under is 8-7 in the games in which he's pitched in. So the under is kind of trending in the games that both of these pitchers have pitched in. The Phillies are on a one-game winning streak against the Cardinals. The Phillies are 6-4 against the Cardinals in their last 10. However, the underdog, getting a run and a half, is 7-3 in their last 10 meetings. The under is 6-4 in their last 10 meetings, and the over/under at 7.5 specifically is 5-5. So 5 games have been 7 runs or fewer. 5 runs have been 8 runs or more. I'm going to take the Phillies with the money line, St. Louis with the runs, and the under. I know it sounds like I'm hedging in this game, but that's the way it's saying to go. So we'll move on along. Now, there is no lines for the Padres and Giants. I apologize. I'll make a video later once the lines actually appear. So we're going to skip that game and go over to the Diamondbacks hosting the Rockies. The Rockies are plus 150 on the money line. The D-backs are minus 160, and the over-under is 8 runs. The Rockies, getting a run and a half, are minus 150, meaning if they keep this game close, they lose by 1, you win. They win the game outright, you win. The Diamondbacks, laying a run and a half, are plus 130, meaning if you bet them that way, they must win this game by 2. Now, Kuhl, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name, Kuhl, pitched twice against the D-backs. 6 innings, 1 run, 1 earned. They lost that game 4-1, and that's got to be an awful feeling, giving up 1 run and losing. 5 innings, 5 runs, 5 earned, and ironically enough, he won that game 6-5. Now, Gallen has pitched twice against the Rockies. 7 innings, no runs, no earned. They won 4-0. 6 innings, 3 runs, 3 earned. They lost 6-5. Now, the Rockies are on a one-game winning streak. They are 13-26 at home. They are 7-8 as a team with Kuhl on the mound, and the under is 10-4 in the games in which he's pitched in. The Diamondbacks are on a 2-game losing streak. They are 21-24 at home. They are 9-6 as a team with Gallen on the mound, and the under is 8-6 in the games in which he's appeared in. So both of these pitchers, the under is trending. Now, head-to-head, the Rockies are on a 3-game winning streak against the Diamondbacks. These teams are 5-5 against each other in their last 10. They're division rivals. They're going to play each other well, even if they're good or even if they're bad. Now, the favorite or the underdog getting or laying runs is also 5-5. The over-under is 4-2 in their last 10 meetings, meaning the casino has gotten it right pretty much twice. Now, the over 8 specifically is 6-4. There's been 3 one-run games in their last 10 meetings, and the Rockies are 4-1 in their last 5 games in Arizona. I'm going to take Arizona with the money line, the Rockies with the runs, and the over. Yet again, it sounds like I'm hedging, but I just have a funny feeling that this is going to be a one-run game. I don't know why. Now we're going to move right along to the Oakland A's hosting the Houston Astros, and the Astros are minus 185 on the money line. The A's are plus 165, and the over-under is 7.5 runs. The Astros, laying a run and a half, are minus 115, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win this game by 2. And the casino is telling you they think they're going to win by 2 because it's very rare that you get negative money on laying runs. And I don't know how I feel about the White Sox specifically. I just saw your comment down there. The Braves I feel pretty strongly about, but the White Sox have been a team for me specifically this year that have not done very well, so I avoid them at all costs, but the numbers or the stats would imply to take the White Sox. So do with that information what you will. If you feel strongly about it, go for it. I just don't trust the White Sox this season. I'm getting back into the games, and I apologize, but thank you for the comment. The A's getting a run and a half or minus 105, meaning if you bet them that way, they lose by 1, you win. They win the game outright, you win. Now, it's Urquidy pitched 3 times against the A's last year, 4 1/3, 2 runs, 2 earned. They won that game 9-2. 6 innings, 4 runs, 4 earned. They lost that game 7-3. And 6 innings, 3 runs, 3 earned. They won that game 7-6. Now, Blackburn, apparently they might change the pitcher for the A's. He's pitched once against the Astros this year, 6 2/3, 4 runs, 4 earned, and they lost that game 5-1. Blackburn is another one of these pitchers that when I pick with him, he kind of gets me, and when I pick against him, he gets me. So food for thought in that particular matchup. Now, the Astros are on a one-game winning streak. They are 27-16 on the road this year. They are 10-5 as a team with Urquidy on the mound, and the over is 8-6 in the games in which he's pitched. Now, Oakland's on a one-game losing streak. They are 10-29 at home, and of course, like I just said, I think they might switch the pitchers, so his specific stats of how the team does when he pitches are not there for me to look up, and I apologize. Now, head-to-head, the Astros are on a 5-game winning streak, but these teams are 5-5 against each other in their last 10 meetings, meaning the A's actually had a 5-game winning streak against the Astros, which is remarkable to think about, considering that these are division rivals and they play each other a lot. Now, the underdog is 6-4 in their last 10 meetings. The over-under is 5-5 in their last 10 meetings. And the same thing goes for the over-under at 7.5. It's also 5-5. And there have been 5 one-run games in their last 10 games. So talk about a trash team keeping games close. This is one of those games where if you like the Astros, bet them. If you like the A's, bet them. Don't mess around with the runs because who knows what side you're going to be on. And the A's just may as well show up and beat the Astros. And if they do, you're going to be really mad if you laid the runs. But of course, right after I say that, I'm going to go Astros with the money line, Astros laying the runs in the over. And the only reason I'm doing this, despite what the numbers say, is because the Astros are streaking right now. And even though they're getting off to slow starts, they're still finding a way to win these games and come back and win. So I think that they could do that over the A's, who only have 10 wins at home. But we'll see. Next, we're going to move right on along to the Dodgers and the Cubs. The Cubs are plus 200 on the money line. The Dodgers are minus 220, and the over-under is 8.5 runs. The Cubs, getting a run and a half, are minus 110, meaning if they keep this game close, they lose by 1, you win. They win the game outright, you win. The Dodgers, laying a run and a half, are minus 110, meaning if you bet them that way, they must win this game by 2. Now, Thompson pitched once against the Dodgers this year, and it was more so an appearance than pitching. 2 2/3, 1 run, 1 earned. They lost that game 6-2. And Anderson pitched once. It was the same game. 5 innings, 2 runs, 2 earned. They won that game 6-2. Now, slow down. The Cubs are on a 1-game losing streak. They are 17-22 on the road. The over-under is 5-5 when Thompson pitches, and they are 6-4 as a team with him on the mound. Now, the Dodgers are on a 4-game winning streak. They're 27-13 at home. They are 10-3 as a team with Anderson on the mound, and the over is 7-6 in the games in which he's pitched. The Dodgers are on a 7-game winning streak against the Cubs, so if you're looking for a team that's dominated one of those other teams, this would be one of those games. I understand that they're minus 200, but a win is a win. The Dodgers are 7-3 in their last 10 against the Cubs. The favorite winning the game by 2 is 6-4 in their last 10, and the favorite winning the game by 2 is 5-0 in their last 5 games, which has been the Dodgers. There's only been 2 one-run games in their last 10 meetings. The over is 4-3-3 in their last 10 games, and the under 8.5 is 9-1 in their last 10 meetings. The Dodgers are 35-16 in their last 51 games in LA against the Cubs. This is a clean sweep for me here for the Dodgers. Dodgers with the money line, Dodgers laying the runs, and the under 8.5 because I really would have thought they would have scored more runs against each other, but evidently not. And last but certainly not least, we have the Seattle Mariners hosting the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are minus 125 on the money line, and the Mariners are plus 105. The over-under is 8 runs. Now, the Blue Jays laying a run and a half are plus 135, meaning if you bet them that way, they must win this game by 2. And the Mariners getting a run and a half are minus 155, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. They lose by 1, you win. Now, Stripling appeared in 2 games this year against the Mariners. A third of an inning, 1 run, 1 earned. They won that game 6-2. 2 innings, 1 run, 1 earned. They lost that game 5-1. And Kirby has not pitched against the Blue Jays this year. And for whatever odd reason is, even though this pitching matchup has pretty much been set, there are no stats on how they've done as a team against each other. So I'll move on along to the team stats. The Blue Jays are on a 1-game winning streak, and they are 20-20 on the road. Seattle's on a 4-game winning streak, and they are 20-20 at home. Talk about ironic. Now, head-to-head, Seattle's on a 1-game winning streak. Seattle is 6-4 in their last 10 meetings against the Blue Jays. The favorite or the underdog getting or laying runs is 5-5. The last 3 games that they've played against each other have gone under. The under is 6-4 in their last 10 meetings, and the under 8 is 6-3-1 in their last 10 games, meaning 6 games have gone under, 3 games have gone over, and 1 game has landed on 8 exactly. And I believe in this series, 8 is the magic number. 8.5, you're going to kind of push it. I'm going to go Seattle with the money line, Seattle getting the runs. And for whatever the reason is, I'm going to go over in this game. I just have a hunch that there's going to be a lot of runs. And I think that the Mariners defend home field. Now, this is my first live stream ever. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way to get this channel monetized since YouTube denied me because they said I was spamming people, which I don't think I was, or misleading people. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if you think I should just go back to, do I have a money line parlay? Not right now. If I was going to, I would probably lean with the Dodgers and the Brewers. Those would probably be my 2 strongest plays for the day because the Dodgers own the Cubs and the Brewers own the Pirates. It probably won't pay out a lot, but if you're talking about, winning, although the same thing could have been said last night. Like I said, I bet the Cardinals. I bet the Braves, even though they've owned the Cardinals and they lost. So, there's risk in anything. But if you're looking for, teams that have dominated the other team, I would go Dodgers and Brewers in that particular matchup. So, like I said, guys, let me know what you think. If you want me to go back to recording the individual videos or if you want me to go live and do the videos, I'm trying to figure out which way that YouTube won't demonetize me or will actually monetize me. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow or I'll see you later. I will be recording the Dodgers and Giants game by itself because there still are no lines. It's only 5:40 in the morning here in Vegas, so sometimes they like to wait and push these games as close to first pitch as they can. Thank you all so much for watching once again, and I'll catch you in the next video.